welcome back to the Rantin Review Pro Wrestling. We're catching up with some New Japan Pro Wrestling news and rumors. We got a lot to talk about. The New Japan Cup, some of the seedings, some of the controversy around the booking of the seedings, and a pretty high distinction, or a pretty decent distinction, I should say, for one of New Japan's most recent mainstays. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys that YouTube and its algorithm love it when you click the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell. It helps out the algorithm. You know all this stuff already. Helps other people who pay attention to New Japan find this channel when they're searching for New Japan online or on YouTube, so I appreciate it very much. Let's talk first about this title that was awarded one of New Japan's recent mainstays, and that mainstay is Master Wato. He recently became the local Osaka and Ikeda City Sports Goodwill Ambassador. And this is coming on during the CMLL Fantastica Mania events that are currently ongoing in New Japan. It is that season. And Master Wato was anointed this for 3 years. Starting on February the 21st, Wato did accept this honor, and he did talk about how great it is to have this ambassadorship, and he does want to use this to continue to grow the awareness of pro wrestling and the fun of pro wrestling in Japan from New Japan, and of course all the other companies that are united under a singular banner for Japanese wrestling. So congratulations to Master Wato. He is not going to be in the next tournament, however, whereas there is some controversy about the booking. So the New Japan Cup 2025 brackets were revealed a while ago, and the seeds in this tournament are causing a little bit of stir, in particular with two wrestlers, Tetsuya Naito and last year's winner, Yota Tsuji. Tsuji did not receiving a bye in the first round. Neither was Naito. The seeds in the tournament, the guys who get to advance into the second round, are David Finlay, Yoshihashi, Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., who is the recent IWGP World Champion, so that does make sense, Shota Umino, Jeff Cobb, TJP, and Shingo Takagi. Now, amongst the seeding here, Shingo, yeah, I can see. Jeff Cobb, yeah, I could see Jeff Cobb getting a bye into that round. Taichi, not so much. Zack Sabre Jr. definitely, he's the current former IWGP champion, but Yoshihashi, I think the TJP, and the biggest one is really Shota Umino. A lot of people are circling that one, including Tetsuya Naito. Naito is in that bracket with Shota Umino, and he's had some words about it in the Japanese press. Yota Tsuji has had words about it in the Japanese press. A lot of Tsuji a little less confrontational than Naito. Naito's contention seems to be, and the contention of a lot of New Japan fans apparently seems to be, that there seems to be some weird booking and favoritism here. They're still trying to push Shota Umino. Now, how much of this is kayfabe and how much of this is shoot, you never know with New Japan, because some of the stuff they do are actual booking decisions, and sometimes they make booking decisions that actually are part of a storyline. I don't know if we've turned the page on Shota. I get the indication that they're trying to play up this Shota Umino favoritism angle, and Tetsuya Naito would be the perfect person to call that out. So we're going to have to see what happens here. Naito starts off the tournament against Callum Newman on March the 9th. The tournament will go from the 7th to the 20th. And there are some really interesting matchups in here. We got to really focus on in the top bracket here. This is a trap bracket for Yota Tsuji. Yota Tsuji's taking on Evil in the first round. The winner of that will take on David Finlay, who's one of the seeds, and gets a bye into the next round. The obvious thing here, or that they're making you think, or you would think as a fan, is given the fact that Evil just declared war on the War Dogs, that the match would be Evil and Finlay, but that means Yota Tsuji would have to lose to Evil. Now, this is not unprecedented in the New Japan Cup for major guys to get knocked out early, even prior winners. And Tsuji feels like the deck is kind of stacked against him, and rightfully so, in the booking of this tournament, from a kayfabe perspective. Hiroshi Tanahashi famously always got knocked, well, not always, but more times than not got knocked out of this tournament in the first round, so it's not unheard of. I do think it might be a little bit of a problem if Tsuji takes a back seat, but since he just won the tournament last year, he really doesn't need to win the New Japan Cup this year, and taking him out of it in the first round is not the end of the world, but I can see where people would complain about it. We have some other ones down in the line too. You've got to look down in that lower left bracket. Gabe Kidd, who is the other side of that with Yota Tsuji as far as the two hottest stars right now in New Japan. He's in a bracket where Taichi is the bye. He's facing Ren Narita in the first round. So we got War Dog on House of Torture violence in that first round. If Gabe Kidd does get past Taichi, which I would expect him to, you then look, and I mean, this is just my predictions or assumptions. You do look into the other side of the bracket where you've got Oiwa, Chase Owens. I got Oiwa in that one. Then you got Oiwa versus Zack Sabre Jr. Probably ZSJ in that one with Oiwa putting up a big fight, which kind of leads us to the fight here of the Brits with Gabe Kidd against Zack Sabre Jr. in the quarterfinals of the tournament. So a lot of moving parts here. We got a possible matchup here. Drilla Maloney against Shingo Takagi. You know, you kind of eyeballing those guys here and seeing where it could end up. The New Japan Cup this year it's going to be very quick this year, and it's going to be very entertaining. We are going to follow the New Japan Cup here on the channel. So again, if you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you know when new videos are coming out as we cover the New Japan Cup, which again starts on March the 7th. But I want to know what you guys think. Let your voice be heard in the comment box below. Do you think that Naito and Tsuji, both kayfabe and shoot, are right to kind of question some of the seedings here? Some of the New Japan faithful, especially over in the East, had their own opinions about seeding in a tournament and whether or not there should be a lottery instead. If that's so true, I think a lottery is the best option. If that's not possible, then at least the players, wrestlers, who are waiting for the belt should be seeded. Another user said, I absolutely agree. Seeding isn't necessary, and a tournament would definitely be more interesting if it were a lottery. I would like to see the possibility of a dream matchup, such as a match between fellow fighters or a showdown between champions in the first round, drawn by a lottery. Not everybody agreed with Naito. Some people did think that the booking was fine. This one user said, ultimately that's true, but I didn't find anything strange about this tournament table and took it honestly. Since professional wrestling is not a competitive sport, but entertainment and a show, I think it's natural to put together cards that the audience will enjoy and pay attention to. If the tournament pairings were made public, it would be like high school baseball or the FIFA World Cup. Naito's opinion too, he said, you know, El Phantasmo is a champion. He's not getting a bye. He should be a seed. Why is that not happening? So Gabe Kidd is a champion. He should get a seed, you know, into the next round. There's some questions about that. But again, I want to know what you guys think. Let your voice be heard. Until next time, I will see you guys here as we continue to cover the world of pro wrestling right here on the Rant and Review Pro Wrestling. Have a good day.